I'm Troy-Oraine Williamson, and this is Tribe 9 Studios' St Albans Collection.
Troy, tell me about your new collection.
What exactly do you want to know?
What's the name?
The name is St Albans. It's a capsule collection. Actually started out meant to be 6 pieces. And then now I think it's 16?
16.
Yes. I don't think I can do capsule collections anymore.
You keep saying it's a capsule,
Yeah,
but...
I don't think it's possible. I think I keep having to... This collection was a little bit more different from where I usually design. I usually would, see something or sketch something and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna put that together. This collection, I sat down and I'm like, all right, cool, it's gonna be a capsule collection. I'm gonna have 5 pieces. Boom. Yeah, then it kept on evolving and then Nadia's like, you should probably do that in this and the khaki is there, but you should probably do it in a print. And yeah, then it turned into 16 pieces. So it's a collection. So it's St Albans Collection.
Okay.
Yes.
when did you start coming up with this one?
I think it's been ongoing. It's been something, I think now my design process is kind of changing a little bit. I kind of feel like I've landed in Jamaica. I've been here for a while and I've kind of wanted to pull all the inspirations and elements of travels and all this kind of stuff into collections. But I think this one just made me feel like I need to think about where I was from. It all started when I was going to visit my auntie in Denham Town, and I drove past this area and I was like, this seems really familiar. And then I kind of looked to the right and I was like, that's my school. That's the school I went to. Because I kind of have these, I left when I was very young, so I have these weird kind of moments when I feel some kind of nostalgia, but I don't know where it comes from. And then I saw the school and I was like, I remember that gate, I remember where I took my last picture in that school. It all kind of came back to me and I was like, you know what, it'd be cool if I could, give a little bit back to that school. So the collection kind of started evolving from there. And I always wanted to use like a staple that we see every day in Jamaica and kind of putting that into a collection. So it kind of started, I would say, like the middle of last year, like the concepts of it. I felt like it was something that my thought about Jamaica has always been about how people see Jamaica from the outside. You know what I mean? And I feel like the khaki kind of gives, it just feels very Jamaican. Every time I think about Jamaica, I always think about my school years because that's what I had before I left. You know what I mean? So just seeing that as an everyday thing, seeing the way that people interpret the khaki, and then also to talk about how you're supposed to wear a school uniform as well. That was a big thing that kept on playing back in the back of my mind. So I wanted to kind of push that a little bit and say, you know what, let's just play with something that was a staple, but not in the way that you think it's supposed to be. I use evolution a lot because I feel like it's so important to think about where we're going as opposed to where we've been. So the khaki kind of gives me this push to show Jamaica in a light that hasn't been shown before.
I know you've had this internal push to make workwear cool. Is this a part of that?
Yeah, always. I feel like we don't celebrate workwear enough. You know what I mean? It's something that is it's innate. It's something that we see every day. Our parents get up and they put on these things and they go to work, and it's so structured in a way where it's that it has to be pleated a certain way and it has to be pressed a certain way. So it's something that's always been with us, and I feel like we don't celebrate that enough. So that's why I'm always in a jumpsuit. I'm always kind of thinking about, when we think about the evolution of Tribe 9, that also looks like corporate cool. It's what does workwear look like? And when I think of corporate cool, I don't necessarily want to talk about the execs and the people that you see every day. It's also the people that are behind the scenes and how they feel in clothes. It's kind of like starting a relationship between people and clothes. And I think workwear kind of always plays that part. You know, it's always been there to play a part. And I think the khaki is like this, and also the silhouettes. It just makes people feel like they're a part of something, and it's not just, you know, just getting up every day and just, you know, putting on
something that you don't love.
That you don't love, yeah. So we have a little bit of a asymmetrical crossbody top, zip in the back for easy access, and you know, we are about the combat pocket life. So it's gonna be in all of our things.
This is the first time you've done this cut. Why this cut specifically?
Yeah, I wanted ladies to kind of wear the khaki to kind of feel like they're a part of that journey as well, and also it's kind of sexy. It's a nice little sexy one. So you know, the stomach is out. Everything else that needs to be concealed, you know, is concealed, but it's a little bit more on the risque side of that kind of school uniform kind of vibe. Yeah. Culottes, I've always wanted to do culottes.
Wow.
And these are, for anyone that doesn't know about culottes, these are like 3/4 length shorts. So they're kind of like the longer shorts, but I wanted, let me show you this one. I wanted to give it a little bit of a twist to kind of have that school element to it as well. So I gathered the edges here. Actually, Nadia suggested that we close it here. Just so we can have a bit more drama on the leg. So it's a bit more flared, you know, with the pleats.
Culottes is brave.
Yeah.
Culottes is not cool.
It's very brave in Jamaica, especially as well, because nobody here is wearing culottes at all. Yeah. But that's what we're about.
Do you think this is going to take off?
Yeah, this already has.
Tribe 9 has been in Jamaica now for, what, 5 years?
Yeah, just shy of 5 years.
5 years. Do you feel like you are settled into the Jamaican zeitgeist?
No.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I'm settled somewhat. I feel like there's always, like, I've spent most of my life outside of Jamaica. So coming back here, I'm still getting used to certain things. I'm still getting used to way of working. Like, and I feel like that's always gonna be a constant thing because I leave and then I have to now rejig the way that I perceive outside of Jamaica. You know what I mean? Because Jamaica works a certain way, but when you leave, it's like a completely different way. So it's like trying to figure out how to be here and be present here, but not take on all the things that is Jamaican, because I would go outside and I will be that Jamaican guy.
Okay. I feel like Jamaica has also had we've had a really good few fashion years lately.
Yeah.
We've been doing things.
We have been doing some cool things, and I am so glad to be a part of it. I'm always excited because I think now they now have that kind of urge to push forward. You know what I mean? It kind of feels like there's a resurgence of fashion in Jamaica, and I love it.
How do you think this collection will be received?
It's already received pretty well. We can't have anyone coming here without going to that rack to pulling a piece out and going, oh, I want this. So actually, the reason why you haven't seen all the pieces is because we've kind of sold a couple of them. reason why it's going to do well is because the khaki is so easy to blend with certain things, because it's such a neutral tone that you can blend like blues with it, greens with it, you know, pinks, any kind of thing you can, prints as well. And then also kind of people getting the idea of this is not necessarily how I've seen khaki before. You know, like this is a new way of wearing it. And also the Rastas, they love this. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's also been a part of them as well. Like the khaki has been huge in the Rastafarian culture. You know what I mean? So it's kind of now kind of giving them a new way of, you know, seeing it and giving more people access to it, because this kind of was created by the British for us to wear as this kind of work wear. So now we're kind of reclaiming that.
You said earlier that you feel like you found a place here, and now you're looking to bring Jamaican culture abroad.
Yeah.
How do you think the international market is going to receive this?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're going to receive it, but I think what they've been paying attention to is just cool silhouettes coming from Jamaica, because I feel like, or even the Caribbean, I think a lot of people, sometimes I don't necessarily think about the perception of it, and I think about what it does in terms of the outlook of it. Like, how does it make Jamaica look? You know what I mean? To the wider diaspora as well. And also, like, I feel like khaki is just easy. It's not something that it doesn't complicate. You know what I mean? It's just that we have a way of wearing it here. So people have been wearing it abroad. So my kind of focus was more on the silhouettes, and kind of, you know, keep it that same kind of clean aesthetic. You know, I love a military kind of cuts, but also like a sartorial, like Italian straight lace cuts as well. So I think people are going to focus more on the silhouettes of it, and also what's coming from Jamaica, because I think Jamaica has been on the minds of people when it comes to athletics and music and all that kind of stuff, but now they're seeing that there's fashion coming from here again, you know, because it used to be before, but there was a whole period of time where it was just dormant. So I think now we're just reintroducing the world to fashion in Jamaica. So, yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing formal wear?
Yes, I've thought about it. There's a part of formal wear that I rebel against in my head, because I feel like suits are usually seen a certain way and they have to be a certain way. And for me, I don't make suits like that. We do our wrap jackets. That's our version of our formal wear. But then I also did like a wedding. This wedding actually was done like almost 2 years. Yeah. And I released it last year, and the internet went mad. Everyone went crazy. Like, it was being shown everywhere. Like, everyone kept on reaching out to me like, yo, I didn't know you do this, and I'm like, yeah, like we definitely do it, but it's just not our focus. So it's more on the custom side of things. We can do it, but it's not our everyday wear. You know what I mean? So definitely we can do it, but the formal that you think about is going to be a formal with a Tribe 9 twist. After this collection, I feel like people will see a different side of Tribe 9. You know what I mean? I feel like it's time now to kind of look at the business of fashion as well, and also like what that everyday Tribe 9 looks like. Oh. You know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, we're definitely gonna touch some spaces with corporate cool, as I mentioned before. I definitely want to kind of have a little bit more pulled back version of Tribe 9, but still that kind of same aesthetic. You know what I mean? So for the everyday person can come in and pick up some of our pieces.
So we are moving towards Tribe 9 ready to wear?
Yeah.